Hi everybody, welcome to Gentle Yoga and Pilates with Laura. Um, it's Tuesday at 9 and we are going to be beginning soon. So I just wanted to let you know, today we have a pillow and we have a blanket, and today I also have a little ball. It's called a bender ball, and if you're ever interested in getting one, it's super great for helping anyone who has any type of lower back discomfort. So please feel free to look that up if you're interested. And we're going to get started in just a minute. I want to give everyone some time to join me. So I hope everyone's doing well today. It's been a beautiful morning so far, and I'm hopefully not sideways. I've practiced this several times while putting my phone into, hey Denise, while putting my phone into the tripod, hopefully the right way this time. I did drop my phone on my computer, so now my computer is not playing music. So we're going to just take some time to just breathe and be with our breath, which is always helpful. I usually, on my commute, spend a lot of time just driving without any type of music. Thanks Denise for letting me know. That's helpful. I know I practice not being sideways, but it might be like a new trend, like sideways yoga. You know, we'll start being trendsetters again. So we have no music, but this is the way I drive to work and back usually, just to decompress and be with my thoughts. So I encourage you to use your breath during our time together. So let's get started. Today we're going to start standing, and what I'd like to do is just have you take your toes and just spread them out as wide on the floor, having some really nice connection with the bones of your feet. Roll those shoulders back and down, and I just want to get a gauge on where you're standing right now. So let's call this level 5. All right, so you're just standing there, you're open, you're level 5, you have those shoulders rolled back and down, our tummy is engaged. And then I'd like you to just take a nice deep breath in and exhale down. I'd like you to send those fingertips down next to the body, send the top of the head higher to the sky, and let's call that 6. And what we're going to do, continue to deeply breathe, but what we're going to do with this breath work is I'd like you to practice elongating your spine. I've been doing so much sitting lately that I've just needed to elongate that spine. So take your next deep inhalation in. Again, drop those shoulders down, away from the ears. Top of the head rises to the sky, 7. And as you're in 7, and continue to breathe while I'm talking here, but as you're in 7, I really want you to begin to feel your bones and your muscles engaged to help keep your spine a little bit longer than you were when you started today. And then we're going to take a nice deep breath in. We're going to go all the way to 8. Now 8 begins to feel a little bit tall in our bodies, right? I'm starting to feel the bones of my thighs and my muscles in my thighs relax and then contract as I move into 8. I'm going to breathe in another time to 9. And now as I think about 9, I'm really setting the top of the head up. My fingertips are being drawn towards the earth, and my bones are really sinking into the earth here for my lower extremities. And then when you're ready, I'd like you to breathe all the way up to 10. And when you breathe to 10, I want you to be as tall as you can possibly be in your own skin. I really want you to have some awareness of your core stability here, and just imagine how difficult it would be to walk around all day at 10. This is the type of height we try to have when we're having a height contest with our best friend, or in most cases my daughter, because I try to tell her that I'm taller than I am. And then when you're ready, I'd like you to take a nice deep breath in. I'd like you to relax down. And as you're relaxing down, I'd like you to come back to a 7.5. So I want you to still have more awareness of your spine than you did when you first started today, but it's not as strenuous as being at 10. And then when you're ready, feeling those feet on the earth and those toes that we spread nice and wide in the beginning, I'd like you to lift your heels up. So we're going to go into a gentle balance here. And as you lift your heels up, you can just bring your finger and thumb together. You can rise up with your hands. You can continue to have a soft gaze on the floor or look towards your fingertips. Whatever feels good to you. You drop those shoulders away from the ears. And now let's try rotating those pinkies towards each other, just engaging the backs of those arms. If you tip over, it's good luck for everyone who's here, so no worries about ever tipping over. To practice balance, you have to practice, and sometimes that simply means you tip. And whenever you're ready, we're gonna let our heels cascade to the earth. We're gonna bring our hands to heart center, and we're gonna do our first forward fold of the morning. Wow. Okay, so, forward folds in the morning. If you haven't done this yet today, it might be just a really nice awakening to the back of the body. So if it's too much on your lower back, I'd like you to just give a slight bend to those knees and then challenge yourself as you're breathing that you are gently straightening the legs with your breath. I'd like you to just hang here for a moment and just let some of the blood flow run into your mind. Breathe deeply, send the breath to any parts of the body that are calling to you, and then rise back up with the back of your heart. Deep breath up and in, and exhale. Good, we're gonna take a nice deep breath up and in, and forward fold. Inhalation. I just want you to inhale and exhale with this, and then perhaps cradle opposite elbows on either side of the body, and maybe have just a gentle sway here. Let this head get really drippy. I want you to get really drippy there. And it doesn't matter. You guys stay where you are. But I want to just tell you, it never matters if you are touching your hands to the floor or your hands come down to your thighs. The most important thing I want you to do is make sure you're absolutely taking those nice deep belly breaths and just allowing yourself to drip and be. So important. I saw Gloria was on with us, and who else? Jen and Brian, welcome. So as you're being real drippy here and you're cascading down the thighs and you're just going maybe side to side, then come back to center and breathe up with the back of your heart. Nice deep breath in, and exhale, expands. Good. And we're going to do that 2 more times. You can move at your own pace. You can also stay here as long as you want, and then breathe up with the back of your heart. Good, 1 more deep breath in, and forward fold. We're just getting some blood flow in. We're gonna do a little extension here. So my extension, I'm gonna shine with the top of my head out. My hands are gonna be on my shins or my thighs or on the floor, whatever feels good to you. And then your shoulders are moving back towards the back of the room. When you're ready, exhale and fold. When you're ready, inhale and rise. And we're gonna come down to heart center. So hopefully we've engaged some muscles in the back of the body. You're feeling a little more limber now. And now I'd like you to widen your stance a little bit. We're gonna be between 2 planes of glass. And we're gonna elongate our spine, keep that nice 7 that we got to in our warm-up, and just stay between the 2 planes of glass and come between. Sliding over to the side, breathing. And as I'm doing this, a couple of things. So we want to make sure we have a really gentle spirit between our jaw and our shoulder. We want to have nice energy through the fingertips. And we want to maintain ourselves rib over hip, right? So it doesn't really matter how deep you go, but I want you to maintain that space. So you're just opening up. And then on this one, I want you to take a nice slide over, take a nice deep, gentle breath, and exhale. And I want you to just take that nice deep breath and see where your body allows you to go as you inhale and exhale. And part of what we do as we inhale, we're gonna rise. When we're doing this, we're taking a nice deep inhalation, and then we're asking our bodies to just relax into the stretch. That exhalation is so important. If you can't take a nice deep breath here, I want you to come up a little bit higher so that you can, right? And then come back to center. Good. We're going to do that one more time on this side. Breathe in. Exhale. Go a little bit deeper. Breathe in. Exhale. Deepen. And just take it to where you feel great. Remember, you always can shorten your levers. So that means I can always make my arm shorter if elongation of the arm is too much. Deep breath in. Exhale. Good. With your next inhalation, come on back up. Good. And then we're just going to do a little twist, twist. See how our spine feels there. Good. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to talk about some focus. So we're going to step into warrior two. So I want a gentle angle with the back foot. With the front foot, I'm going to move my foot out to the side, and I'm going to find a stance that feels best to you. You never have to stay in any stance, right? You adjust for you. You don't have to stick and stay, right? This is very fluid, as a new favorite word of this era is, right? So fluidity, but that's what your practice should be. Then my hips are gonna turn so that I'm kind of driving a car. If this was a steering wheel, I'm driving there. And then again, I'm between those two planes of glass. Fingertips are out, my shoulders are dropping down. And I'm also really connected with the earth here. So I wanna feel my feet on the earth. I wanna feel that balance. I wanna imagine that my hand is keeping this thigh open. Sometimes that knee likes to rock in like that, but I want to keep that thigh open. And then most of all, I want to make sure that on this back edge of the foot, between that pinky and the heel, I'm concentrating on that back edge. Because what that allows me to do is have my energy moving center, and it allows stability. If this leg starts to get really tired, chances are we're not applying as much edge to that back foot there. So keep that in mind. Drop your shoulders down away from your ears. We like to hold a lot of stress there. And then I want you to focus right on those fingertips here. Breathe deeply and just focus in the moment. So amazing to just focus. And there's so much to focus on lately. One more deep inhalation and exhalation. Good. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to just allow my arm, and this arm can stay up high, and my hand can be just holding onto my thigh like that. I can come down deeper if I want to. I can go all the way to the floor. I want to think about my upper body being nice and open here. I want to feel the stability under my feet, so make adjustments because I don't want you holding on for dear life with those toes. Breathe deep. Shoulder is down away from the ear. Jaw is relaxing. And then when you're ready with your next breath, come on up. Good. So you do whatever feels good to you, of course. You always have permission to take care of your body and love that body in every shape and size it ever comes in, any age, any diverse ability. We're rolling those shoulders back and down, and we're just gonna let these shoulders drop back. My chest is gonna be open to the sky, and I'm gonna take my arms behind me. Now, if you want to, you can cradle like so. If you want to, you can clasp. Or if that doesn't feel good to you, you can feel free to grab a dish towel and just open up the chest Take a nice deep breath there and open up your chest while your breath just expands and releases, and give yourself some relief. I've been a little bit forward this week. I don't know about you, but my body is very forward. My shoulders are rolling forward, and just taking this back and breathing deeply a number of times is super helpful. And then we're going to allow our heads to drop down towards the earth. Now, if you don't feel comfortable like this, you're more than welcome to have your hands here and drop down and let your hands come onto the floor if you want to. You can also have a slight bend to the knees. The other way we're going to do this is allowing those hands to move towards the ceiling. Again, you can use your dish towel. I'm dropping my head. I'm saying yes. I'm saying no. I'm making sure I'm feeling good and stable there. If you want, you can also clasp your hands if your body allows you to clasp your hands. And then when you're ready, we're going to let this release and relax. And then we're going to float all the way up again with the back of our heart. Exhale. Beautiful. We're going to do the same thing on the other side. So I'm just going to rotate that leg. I'm going to angle my back foot. I'm going to feel the strength and the power in my feet. Use those bones. I'm rotating my hips so they're driving this way. And I'm opening that thigh, the edge of my foot. I'm making sure that there's some balance happening here. And then I move into my focus. Drop your shoulders away from your ears. Breathe and just take this moment in. And if your mind starts to wander, just give it permission to have a moment and then come back. Acknowledge it and come back. Right? And when you're ready, we're going to reach down. You choose high, middle. You can go super low if you want to. My hand is reaching up towards the sky. My jaw is open. My shoulder is rolling back. And I'm just finding that balance and stability under my feet. Good. With your next breath, we're coming up. And we're going to bring those feet forward. And this time we're going to come into a downward dog, but it's going to be a modified down dog. So we're just going to fall forward. And then if you want to, you can just walk those hands out, relax the head, and just, you can, lift up and down with those heels a little bit. Then I want you to push your weight back into the heels and lift the toes. Relax your head again. Say yes, say no. So much stress is held between the ear and the shoulder. So we really want to use that. We're going to come back in and then take a nice deep breath in, rise up. Good. Exhale. Beautiful. When you're ready, we're going to come down onto our mat. And we're going to go into some cat and cow. And I don't know if you remember from last week, if you were with us, but I talk about cat and cow in that pelvic bucket, right? I want you to remember that bucket for later for Pilates too, because when I talk about the pelvic tilt, we're tilting back and we're flattening that back out towards our surface. So as we do this pelvic tilt, this is a bucket and we're spilling the water forward and then we're spilling the water backwards. When we do Pilates, we work on spilling it backwards. And I really want you to articulate this in cat and cow. So as you place your hands down on the floor, and I like to, make sure that my shoulder is over my wrist. But for some of us, that doesn't feel so good to our wrists. So we want to just pull those fingertips back, have a slight bend in the hand. That can be one way to relieve that. And another way to relieve it is moving those hands forward a little bit. Good. So we're going to do a little cat and cow here. I'm going to tilt my pelvis. My throat is open. My face is open. My jaw is relaxed. And then when I'm ready, I'm going to bring my belly button back towards my spine, round the spine up towards the sky, press with energy into the earth, and then come back. And just think of this as a beautiful massage. This class is meant to be a session for relief for your body, and the expectation is that it's just providing a lot of love and care for your body. So do what feels really best to you. Good. We're going to do 2 more like that. A beautiful cat and cow. Use your breath. Use the inhalation and exhalation to help you. Beautiful. And then the next one we're going to do is threading the needle. We're going to take our hand, and I want power in this hand. We're going to rise up. We're going to reach to the sky. Nice deep inhalation in. And then when you're ready with your next exhalation, we're going to thread through. Now for some of us, this might feel where we are, and you could always use your pillow here or blankets to give yourself a little cushion to stay as high as you want to. For some of us, we might be walking this through, and everyone is breathing into the back of that shoulder. And when I just am in a posture, what I like to do is just think to myself, where is that breath going? You know, I really feel that breath moving down the back of my rib cage there. So, you know, you're using what feels best to you. You're taking care of yourself in the way that you need to. Nice. And then when you're ready, floating all the way up. Good, and we're going to bring that hand down. Other side, breathe in, rise up. Nice deep inhalation in, relax your face and throat. With your next exhalation, you're threading through. And here you're staying here for a few deep breaths. Again, you always have the option here to move that pillow so it's supportive, and that you're still able then to breathe into back of the neck, back of the shoulder, all the way down. So whatever feels best to you. Great, and with your next inhalation, we're rising all the way up. Good, and then we're coming back down. Opposite hand, opposite leg, another balanced posture, always super great. So we're going to elongate one leg first, and you're going to keep that leg in alignment with the body. I want you to think about the energy from the earth helping to support this other hand. So we're opposite hand, opposite leg. So we're going to inhale here. And as I'm inhaling, I have options. Option 1 is just gently remove that hand ever so small from the earth. Option 2, we're elongating the arm. Option 3, we're moving prowling tiger as an option, where you're inhaling and you're exhaling there. So I want to make sure that you're doing what feels best to you, especially with this hand, right? And the head is shining forward, face is relaxed on the earth, and you're doing what feels best to you. And then when you're ready, we're just going to open up those knees and sink our hips back as far as we feel comfortable. Let's make this an extended child. Just relaxing. Again, let your shoulders just surrender into the earth here. And at any time, if you want to take a nap or just stay in child's pose, you're more than welcome to. The most important thing is that we're breathing and taking some nice deep belly breaths throughout the day. So make sure you're checking in with yourself. Have you taken a deep breath in today? We're going to do this opposite leg. Again, options. Energy from the earth underneath this hand, holding yourself up. And then here we have a nice little tap tap happening. You can elongate or prowling tiger, whatever feels best to you. You come as close as you want to, elbow to knee. Good. And you're just breathing here, right? Most important is that we're breathing. We're using that energy to support ourselves and hopefully having a little bit of fun today. We're going to bring that hand down, bring this leg back, and just sink back again. You can even open up those knees a little wider if you want to and come more into a frog. Whatever feels good to you. Nice deep belly breaths, just practicing the art of that sigh. Good. And then when you're you're ready, we're gonna sit up and we're gonna move into our Pilates practice today. Now, in the beginning, I talked about this little ball that I have. This is called a bender ball. I love it because I have a lower back that needs love, so it's super helpful for those of you who have a back that needs care. But I also have my little handy dandy pillow here, that it isn't that the pillow is gonna provide a lot of support as it is awareness. So as I come back, I notice. I wanna make sure that my shoulders are back and down away from my ears. My tummy's gonna be tight and I'm gonna elongate my body. And then we're gonna come back up. So if you're using a bender ball, you can just place that right behind your tush like a bunny tail. Drop the shoulders down away from the ears. Relax the face and jaw. Apple's length between the chin and the chest. To test that, put that fist there. And then when you're ready, you're just going to slide back, elbow sweeps, and come up. And again, you're sliding back, elbow sweeps, and come up. And then you're just doing what feels really nice to you. And again, what happens if we lengthen our levers, right? If we lengthen our levers, things get a little more challenging. So the closer you are to where the movement is occurring, the less intense it becomes. So you can shorten that too if you want to, right? Without having to slide those arms. Beautiful. And we're gonna do 2 more. Beautiful, and last one. Good. And then we're gonna elongate those legs. We're gonna take a nice deep belly breath in. And we're just gonna let those hands move down the legs, keeping our spine nice and long. Good. And then when you're ready, then take a nice deep breath in and let your body fold and just let your head fold. Here's a beautiful place to take those nice deep breaths in and just make sure that you are breathing so deep so that you are allowing the muscles to relax where they are, right? Just let those shoulders spill for a moment and then sweep back up. Good. We're going to do one more like this. And again, you can use your little ball or a little pillow there, but it's just going to be, we're going to engage, right? And when I engage, I want to keep this, I want to feel it in my belly, but I don't want to have to think about, like if I'm going back so far that I'm having trouble controlling my neck, like it's too much. So I want you to come back engaged to where it feels best to you. And then we're going to do a little flip, flip, across, cross. We're going to lift our arms here, and then we're going to come up. Now, when I did that, my tummy gave a little rumble, like an earthquake. And when it did that, it's just telling me that I'm engaging those abdominal muscles. So no worries. Sometimes that happens. And here's the lever option, right? So I'm going to flip, flip, across, cross. My lever's short. I can pretend I'm grabbing something and pull up. Or I got the flip, flip, cross, cross. I'm here, I'm long, and I'm pulling up. But you do what feels best to you. We're going to do 2 more like that. Good. And then we're going to make our way down to the back. Nice. Beautiful. We're going to just come on back. And you take yourself back however it feels good to you. And again, you can use those little elbow kickstands or just allow yourself to work against gravity. Good, so we're talking about that pelvic tilt, and here, my hand slides underneath my natural curvature of my spine. When I do my pelvic tilt, my lower back just comes gently against my hand there, so I can feel it. I'm engaging those core muscles that help us so much with everything. Good, so let's just do a couple of pelvic tilts like that, just so you get the hang of it. Good. And then we're going to move into the 100. So I want you to bring those legs up to tabletop posture. And then you're going to have options. But first, let's just talk about options. So I have my head off the ground, apple's length between my chin and my chest. My shoulders are gently off the ground. And what I want to do is elongate those fingers, and I want to pump. So I'm pumping, and it's like I'm slapping the top of water, but it's strong, right? So that's an option. If your neck gets tired, don't feel like you need to stay up there, right? So let's pump and we're here. And now let's talk about our options. So option one, I'm bringing my head down. The neck is a muscle just like all your other muscles. You need to train it. So stay up for as long as you can, and then breathe and come back down. Next time you can choose also to elongate the legs. So maybe I'm doing an inhale here for 5 and an exhale here for 5. So I'm inhale 2, 3, 4, 5, exhale 2, 3, 4, 5, and I'm just pumping. And you guys are doing your inhales for 5 and exhales for 5 as I'm talking. But you can always bring the legs up higher towards the ceiling. That's going to be less intense than having your legs at an angle. But you can always have the bent leg, which you know then keeps you nice and safe in that 100. And then when you're ready, we're going to relax down, relax and release. Bring those knees in and just rock side to side. Nice side to side motion. Give yourself a nice little back massage. Good. Nice. And then when you're ready, we are going to do a single leg extension. So my hand is going to be to the outside of my ankle. My other hand is going to be to the inside. And then I get to decide what I want to do with this leg, right? So I'm going to have my leg extend here. I'm going to do a little pull-pull, a switch, a pull-pull. Now, if this feels like it's too much to have that those hands on your knees, you don't have to. You can lay back and do this as an option too. The other option is going higher to the ceiling. Remember, ceiling straight up is going to be much less intense than having your legs straight out, right? So let's do 4 and 3 and 2. And last one, and you're ready? Bring those knees in, and again, rock side to side. Good. Make little circles in one direction and in the other. Beautiful. And then when you're ready, we're gonna shoot those legs up to the sky. We're gonna have pointed toes here. And what I want you to do is just open those legs up as far as it feels good to you. Drop them down to where it feels good to you. Come around, and then pull back up. So you guys get to decide where your angle is there, right? You get to decide what that looks like. And you can challenge yourself by taking yourself down and up here, right? So with the bender ball, you guys can keep doing that at your own speed, just a couple more. When we put the bender ball underneath our body, it allows a level of instability, but it also allows yourself to just challenge yourself core-wise, but it also protects your lower back. So I like to show that on that one because if your lower back needs a little more love, it's a nice one to use. Bring those knees in, relax and release, go side to side. And remember, you're always doing what feels good to you. Nice. Good. The next one we're going to do is a bicycle. So with the bicycle, again, you could use a ball and put it between your knees here, apples length between your chin and your chest, and then the hands are going to just be behind the ears real gently, and I'm just going to rotate opposite knee to opposite shoulder to the ceiling. So I'm just rotating that. Now, again, you can give yourself a break and bring the hands here. You can also have the toes more towards the ceiling or more out in front. And if you don't have a ball, you don't need a ball to do this one. So I'm here, and I'm here, and I'm here. Good. Bring those knees in, rock side to side. Nice deep belly breathing. Good. And the last one we're going to do is just a double leg stretch. So we're going to start here, apples length between the chin and the chest, arms are down. I'm going to shoot my legs out, and then I'm going to bring them in. Shoot them out and bring them in. So here, I have an opportunity if I want to. I can shoot out and bring in. I can keep my arms to myself if I want to. Or I can come longer with my arms. And I can vary the amount what I'm doing with my legs. So I can shoot those legs to the ceiling would be least intense, parallel lines most intense. Let's do one more like that. And last one, good. Bring those knees in, rock side to side. Good. And then we're going to roll over onto our bellies. Here, I want you to make sure that you still engage your tummy. Sometimes when we roll over onto our stomachs, we forget that our tummies should still be engaged and be helpers. So we are tightening through the belly here. We're elongating those toes, and then we're going to just gently lift, and we have options. Option 1 is I lift my chest, I have my hands to the ground. Option 2, my fingertips are underneath my chin. Option 3, I'm going real long there. So choose what you want to do, but I want you to fly. Good. And then exhale, float down. Again, surrender your shoulders. Let those shoulders roll onto the earth. When you're ready, we're going to come back up. Choose hands here, hands here, hands here, hands here. Lift through those feet. Keep your gaze down towards the earth. Nice deep belly breath. Tummy is engaged, protecting lower back. Breathe and release. Good. And then when you're ready, I'd like you to just roll over onto one side. Stack those hips. And we're going to let our arms float over. And let those shoulder blades float over here. And you're going to do what feels best to you. I like you to think about taking those hips up and down. Good, I'm just taking a good look. All right, hi Chrissy. And hi Stephanie Harnish. So I wanted to just have your hips up and down stacked. And then we're going to let those arms float over. When you're ready, take those legs, move them to the opposite side, stack those hips, and then let the arms float over. Again, with stacked hips, I want you to just breathe into this. Try to relax through your throat and your face. Breathe deeply. Just let yourself sigh. And then whenever you're ready, we're gonna come into Shavasana. So, we talked about last week about creating your own little relaxation space. And when you move into Shavasana, I want you to get comfortable. For some of us, that might be you need to, sit up. It doesn't feel necessarily good to lay on your back. For some of us, you might be more of someone who wants to lay on their stomach or their side. But what I really want you to do here is, oh my goodness, just allow yourself to be supported by the earth. Allow yourself to breathe and be. I love having a pillow just underneath my knees, and then something to cover my body. So really nice deep belly breath. And then I want you to just allow yourself to feel the body just connect with the earth. And we're going to do that from the tips of our toes. And now down our legs. Nice deep belly breathing. Let the blanket of relaxation move up through your hips. Let your hips really feel that connection of the earth and just breathe into those hips. Nice deep belly breathing. Breathe deeply. Let that breath move up through the belly. Let that belly expand and release with your breath. When you're ready, let those fingertips just relax. Your hands relax. Your arms. Let that breath just move its way up the shoulders, and just like hands massaging your back, let yourself feel that breath move through every cell of the upper back and the chest. When you're ready, just take some nice deep belly breaths. Let that breath move across the chest and lungs. Feel that breath as it massages your heart. And as we take deep care of our lungs, let that breath expand and release. And then when you're ready, we're taking nice deep belly breaths. We're making sure those shoulders have moved down away from our ears. We're sending that breath up through the throat and the jaw. We're breathing across the cheekbones, the corners of the eyes. We're breathing nice and deeply here. And then when you're ready, just allow your eyes to roll in back of your head. Reach with the top of the head. Try to relax the neck where the head and neck meet. And just notice the cool sensation of your breath moving in and out of your mouth. Breathe here for a moment. And then whenever you're ready, just start to breathe with fingertips and toes, a nice little wiggle. Breathe energy into the earth, maybe the energy of children playing in the other room, because that's what I hear right now. And I'm breathing that energy into my fingertips, and I'm letting my hands rotate in one direction and in the opposite direction. And let's do the same thing with our feet. And we're just taking everything in, nice, deep, deep belly breathing. Good. And then when you're ready, I'd like you to reach with your hands above your head, point your toes, just flex and reach with the fingers and toes. And then when you're ready, I'd like you to bring your hands down. Take a nice deep belly breath here. Exhale. Walk the feet back towards your hips. And then just let's windshield wiper those knees back and forth. Just as you're ready, you can leave your blanket on you if you want to. I'm just letting my knees move so you can see them. And when you're ready, let those knees float over to one side. Stack those hips, the hips right up and down on top of each other. And just lay for a moment. And when you're ready, let your hands move to the side here. Make your way up to a seated posture, however that feels best to you. And then we are going to sit up nice and tall. We're coming back to that number 7 that we were at when we began today. So throat open, face open, shoulders roll back. We're going to press through our hands here, drop our head to center, take a nice deep breath in. Just notice the backs of the hips here. When you're ready, roll all the way up. Good. Let those hands come behind. Breathe deep. Let your ear move to your shoulder. We're going to come back to seated. Ear to the shoulder, hand lovingly on the head. Arm extends. Drop the shoulder down away from the ear. When you're ready, let the head roll. Ear come to center. Drop. Extend. Drop the shoulder down. Breathe. And when you're ready, we're coming back up to center. And we're taking a nice deep breath in and up. And we're exhaling. We're breathing in everything good. And we're exhaling out any stress or strain you may have. Thank you so much for coming and joining me today. Namaste. Happy Tuesday. Make it one that's just beautiful, and I will see you next time. Thanks for joining with me. See you, Linda. See you, Karen.